Russia is suffering from its worst drought in more than a decade, and a state of emergency has been declared in 16 agricultural regions. Some climate scientists believe the heat wave may be just the beginning of many years of hot, dry weather. And as Zinaida Medvedeva reports, this could lead to a radical change in Russian farming practices.
Central Russia. Here, over 70% of the grain harvest has been destroyed by the drought. But because Russia normally produces a surplus and weather conditions have been more normal in Siberia, the country wouldn't experience a grain shortage this year. However, this might not always be the case if the summer heat waves become a more permanent fixture, as some climatologists expect.
The
Rossell's Academy has published a study suggesting that from the late 70s to 2008, Russia enjoyed a cool period with plenty of rain. Now Russia is entering a warm and dry phase, as the last 2 years prove, and it will last until 2026-2030.
The hottest year in a cycle are expected to come over the next 5 years. This could be enough to change the face of Russian agriculture, as farmers are unable to survive on the poor yield from their land. Over a longer time scale, a prolonged period of dry weather is likely to force farmers to change their crops, turning Russia from grain producer into an agriculture that sows short-grain bean and soy crops. The utilization of cultivated land for grain, which currently stands at 50%, could drop down to 20%. Indeed, this process is already happening in some regions.
After last year's drought, we gave up most of the dry land. On the left banks of the river, we continue to cultivate the right bank, decreasing from 120,000 to 40,000 hectares.
Today's blistering temperatures might become the norm in a few years' time if some climate change scientists are to be believed. The new weather conditions will inevitably force change in agriculture, with some crops becoming non-viable in the previously fertile areas. With its vast plains, the south of the country may no longer be the breadbasket of Russia. Instead, it might become the hill of beans, or even worse, the dust basket. Zinaida Medvedeva, Business, RT.